All right, guys, what is going on? And welcome back to the Tipped Out Podcast with your hosts, Danny Christy from Danny Christy Golf and Brandon from Balance Performance Golf. What's going on, Danny? It's a hoodie up kind of day here.
Kind of night. It's a kind of night is what it is.
That's true. It is an evening. It is 9:28 p.m. on May 24th. We'll see when this comes out.
It's tonight, hopefully. We
Oh,
got we got to get it
indeed,
out. It's for the people. It's the PGA recap here.
indeed it is. So let's break it down. We had some bets going. Shane Lowry wire to wire from our boy Clarkey. Zach and I were running with the safe bets of Spieth. I'm trying to remember off the dome who else were his top gunners. I don't remember how Jason Day finished. That was my top horse there. And then,
I
of
think
course, just a
Jason Day
one.
made the cut, which I
Yep.
think.
But all in all, man, what a
I had
glorious.
Rory, which looked good for one day.
Wow, it really did, man. I thought as soon as we had that talk, that podcast, and then Rory came out of the gate that hot, I said, wow, like Danny might be right. Not for long.
That's what I
Not
thought
for
too. I
long.
was like, shit, like here we go, baby. Like, come on. And then it was just like a stall out round day 2, and then like day 3
Mm.
was a disaster. Double and a triple in that round. And then day final round, he has 4 birdies in a row off the rip, and all of a sudden he's like back to 2 under, and I was like, oh my god. And then he got it to like 3 under,
Yeah.
and I was like,
That's when I tuned in. When he got to 3 under is when I started watching, and yeah, homie just went idle from there, bro. It was so sad. Like he hit such great putts, and they just really didn't go in. Every single putt he hit, I was like,
edge.
wow, like that has a line. Yeah, looks good. No,
And
that's how you can
and
just tell when someone's weak. It's just
yeah, you combine that too with the fact that like, because for the most part, when he was 3 under, like he still seemed like he was a ways off the lead because he's out ahead of everybody, and like those guys were
yeah,
still like floating around like 9, 8. But dude, like if a couple more of those putts fall and he just can get it to 5, he's in the playoff. Isn't that crazy? Like he could have been in the clubhouse with his feet up for almost 2 hours,
yeah.
and then
That's
had to
so
play in
wild.
that playoff.
So close yet so far, right? I
Mm-hmm.
remember there. I was sitting on the couch with my dad as Mito Pereira was getting ready to hit his tee shot on 18. And I literally said to him, I said, that's tough. I go, everyone put up such a good fight. I go, this is how it usually goes. Everyone puts up what they can. Everyone's, the clubhouse leader's in there at 5 and he's at 6. I'm like, how bad does that suck, man? You put up such a good number, chase him, and then he just coasts in, makes a par, and walks away with it. I said, I haven't seen something happen like, crazy on 18 in a while. And that swing came out, and I said, "Play ball!" Like, holy shit, what is going on?
So here's what we gotta get into. First of all, I want to agree with you on that, since I was talking to Kevin about it, and I was like, I haven't seen that blow up yet. Like I hadn't seen the big real, like there's always the stories of it and guys do it and whatever. I hadn't seen it, and that was as much as it sucked to watch, it I don't know. It's like cool to see, but then in the moment you're like, man, like that sucks. But
Yeah,
um so I think the big question I have, and the debate, because it's easy to say, like Faldo was saying in the announcer's booth, just gotta lay up, gotta lay back with whatever club. Um, and I think that's easy to say, and for sure that play has its own. That seems like the logical play, but I also think it becomes like first of all, I would say reasons for hitting the driver there. He did it all week, right? All those come into play, like play it like you normally would, like
yeah,
he played it well all week, that type of thing, and then combined with like the fact that as soon as you're almost laying back, I feel like there's like then you're no longer playing to win. In a sense, you're
yeah,
playing for a tie, so then it's kind of like then that gets the mental thing going of like, well,
yep,
you shouldn't. I mean, the only way he really could have lost is if he did what he did. I think, right? You dump it in that creek.
yep.
That's the most outstanding thing
Only
you could
thing,
do to lose.
really
But at the
only thing.
same time, I don't think there's necessarily a right thing to do in that situation. I think it's yeah. Go ahead.
No, I mean, I definitely think it's like that too. Like that's looking at the stats from what he hit earlier in the week, the fact that he played 71 holes is in the lead. Like, I just don't know. Like, I don't know. Was he super fired up and just went through the motions? Really didn't talk to his caddy. Like, as a caddy, I'd be like, yo, like, how, what's your line on this? Or like, he's definitely juiced up and nervous. That was a really like handsy save it swing. I just wild. But like, this is my question to you. If you are him, of course, we can never have that situation. But for the saying of the podcast, like, if you're on that tee and you take hybrid 4-iron 3-wood and you put it in the fairway, you're a professional golfer that's in the lead after 71 holes. You make what is it, bogey to force a playoff, or bogey to a playoff? Like, dude, you're in the fairway. Like, what are you gonna do? Miss the green? Not get up and down? Like, you're in a playoff. Like, why? I don't. So that's where I think it goes wrong. Is that like he was probably so close to being okay, even with how wild of a swing it was, But of course, it's so easy to say, just hit 3-wood out to the left, literally hit a hook, and you'll be fine. Like that, just so tough to say because who knows? Like if he was confident in his mind, he pulled the club. He's a professional. Like you think it was the right choice. But what I really respected is like he seemed so calm and like okay. His who was it? Who's his friend there from Chile as well?
Neiman.
Yeah, he was looking more shook than Mito was. It was so funny. Like he came on the broadcast and they were
Cool.
talking. And then you just see Joaquin over there on the 18th, like just like literally in awe, and, like shaking his head, like what is going on? And like
had the hat on, like crooked, was just like
Mito Pereira literally handled it so well, and I figured it was gonna be a really awkward interview after the round. And he was like, "Yeah, just didn't do it today." Like what?
he was like, "Yeah." He goes, "I guess you don't realize what the pressure does to you." And then he's kind of like, "Ha ha ha!" And I was like,
I guess. Yeah. What did he go? We went from being in first to what? Tie for third or something? Fourth even?
He doubled, so he tied for third, I believe. Because there's a two-way. There's two guys at the top, and then tied for third. Yeah,
that's a big difference, bud. Big difference. But just a wild tournament. I remember like it seemed like from front nine to back nine, everyone was playing good, and then everyone would play bad at the same time. Like maybe it was a Friday, maybe, or even a Saturday. I just remember it was so like flip flop. Like wow, everyone's lighting it up, and then the next night it was like no one made a putt, double, plug in a bunker, out OB, lost ball. I'm like holy cow.
So I think like the most, because everyone I've talked to was like, "Oh my god, that was so fun to watch." And I think the most exciting part about watching that was like kind of what you touched on earlier, where we've seen it 100 times, right? Because I feel like a lot of us fans like to root for a playoffs or at least something close coming down the stretch. We've seen it 100 times where we're rooting for that, and the guy just ends up, there's nothing really to watch. The guy ends up with a couple shots to play with a couple holes left, and you're like, "Oh, well, I don't need to watch the end."
Yeah.
I think the coolest part about that tournament was you were locked in the whole time, like what is going to happen here? Because just crazy stuff was happening, and the lead. It was crazy to watch the lead just come all the way down to 5, man.
That's crazy for sure. Like, yeah, that's the thing, man. Just locked in right on 18, literally spoke it into existence, and then to see the shot, and we both looked at each other, and as it goes in the hazard, we're like, wow, like now he's got to do it. And then he hit it long into the rough, and now it's like, yep, he literally lost. You're like, what? Wow.
That was the other thing too, dude. Is like, I was like, I still fully thought he'd make it to the playoff.
Yeah, me too. Yep. And then I figured maybe he lose on the playoff, but like, because then at that point you get it to you really can only make so many mistakes out there. And like,
yeah,
as a player, I'd feel like, yep, my luck ran out. Like, I did all I could, fought hard, choked it, and now I'm in the playoff. Like, I don't know. That's just got to be so tough mentally. And the little stages that we've been on, man, and I couldn't imagine. But
yeah,
just incredible event to watch, and For sure, for sure. Definitely a lot of takeaways from it. It's
What
just,
what did you think of Zalatoris's putting stroke? Did you get to see some of those, or I mean, he's doing it
yeah,
consistently, pretty consistently.
yep, right. No, it definitely. My dad described it as it looked like he was shifting a car. Like
Yeah,
if you watch the wormhole view or worm eye view, literally, homie drops that back into third, throws it up, squares it up. Just wild. Like pause.
toes the crap out of it. It looks like normally.
Yeah, I really don't. Plenty of
Like,
ways to get it done, right? Like I don't like. Why wouldn't I mean, I can't even say why would you change it because I mean he's putting well and one of the top players in the world right now. But at the same time, like, is that not going to be like a not a longevity issue? But is that not like, dude, you're not striking the ball in the center of the face with a putter? Like, what do you mean? Why? Why?
so to my just, I mean, I gotta imagine he's got the yips. Like he's got like right, like
Something, right? Something.
because there's no way you purposely are doing that unless it's like
Like, I really don't know.
I almost wonder. It's almost like he's purposefully doing it, but it's because like he has the yip, so that's like what he
Right.
has to do to at least hit it like in almost. It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy to
Yeah.
watch.
He's like, what is it like? He's drawing putts, like he's trying to like hook them because he
I don't
definitely
even
drops
know, but I just think he's
it.
trying to do anything he can to make them.
I mean, that's true. Crazy. What other moments stuck out to you from the championship? I'm trying to think.
Dude, his Zalatoris up and down from that cart path was phenomenal.
Yo, what a wild ruling. Anyway, how did he end up? I missed the part where he ended up actually in the crack. How did he drop that and
So
it rest there, or did he place that?
from I believe I'm not 100% sure because I didn't have the volume. I couldn't like hear what they were saying,
Ah,
but I believe or I couldn't hear like fully what they were saying. There's a lot of commotion when I was watching, but
yeah.
he hit it into he took an unplayable.
Yep.
The unplayable led him to dropping on the path, and then from where it ended up on the path, his nearest point of relief was like back towards where he just was in the shit, like in the
Mm,
unplayable. So he just had to play it out of the path, I believe.
wow.
And then just dude, the
Yeah. What
shot
a
was
nifty.
phenomenal, bro. Are you kidding me? Like that shot was incredible.
Unreal. I have no idea how he caught it clean from literally the ball being like sitting in that crack. That
It's in
was
a
just
crack, right? Yeah, exactly.
right. I have no idea, dude. It's so clean. And then just to make the putt after, I said, wow. Like, I said, to my dad, if he makes this, like that's such a booster of confidence, bro. Like, there's no way he doesn't come away with this. And what about Tiger too, dude? Put up a fight, but then how many greens did he just absolutely airmail? It looked like, dude. Every miss of his seemed long. It was wild.
I didn't even see much of him.
No,
No.
yeah, dude. He was like missing greens by like it looked like a club and a half or more, like long, just juice straight up. He did it at least 4 or 5 times in the round I watched. It was
What
unreal.
day was that you were watching?
He withdrew.
He withdrew Sunday, so
Yeah, so Saturday had to have been Saturday. Yeah, because
it makes
he was
sense because
in
I watched his first two rounds pretty closely, but not
yeah
that
he
one.
was in decent standing, and then last I saw he was like 4 over, and then he jumped all the way to like 12 over or something. And I was like, wow. And he said, "Yeah, I cannot walk these hills." But I don't know what else you got for us. I have a quote from the ending of a book that I would love to leave us off with if we don't have anything else. But
Um,
trying to think of anything from the what
there
about
was
the layout, bro? The layout of that course, I didn't know how dangerous it was. How many people were getting hit with golf balls, dude? Who was it? Cameron Smith hit Aaron Wise with a ball, I
in
think.
the head.
Wow, wow.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I guess the last thing that'd be pretty big news is Scheffler missing the cut.
Mm. Yep. Or JT winning. We didn't even really say that,
Yeah,
but
yeah, JT won by the way, but yeah, um, JT impresses me in the sense of like his sack. I guess would be the word I would use. Like he's definitely
wait,
not scared of the moment. Like he wants it so bad, and that's cool. And it's cool to see him like Like he's a guy when you start to see creep up on the leaderboard. I actually sent it in our group chat. Remember on Saturday, I said this looks
Yeah.
looking good for JT.
Yeah.
He's a guy when he starts to creep up on a leaderboard late, I expect him to be there, and he's usually pretty dang good at
Yeah.
being there.
I
Which I
definitely think
admire
he's.
being a big Rory fan, and for some reason Rory likes to.
Yeah, goes hot in the beginning, it seems, and then closure rate
He's
has
just
just been
I don't know. He
yeah,
just Rory needs to get like just take his dispersion and just get it get 4 rounds.
that's facts. But no, JT, I definitely started to sense that as well, man. Like, I don't know if that's just maturity on tour or just the fact of the confidence that you get when you play really well. But yeah, he definitely is someone that seems like he's just there for the moment. And as soon as they made it to the playoff, I said JT. Like, I just Zalatoris is striping it, but I don't know. I just feel like JT just isn't. Maybe it's the tips from Tiger or whatnot, but I don't know. He's definitely got that little prowl to him as well.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
And how about what do you think of Bones' comments? Where I don't know if you saw this. He said basically they interviewed him after the round, and he was like, "Yeah, like I enjoyed, how he was doing the like working for Golf Channel or whatever, and like commentating." And he was like, "If there was one guy that I was gonna come back and caddy for, it was JT." Like, and I feel like he was kind of touching on the aspect of like how he's kind of a winner. I guess that was kind of the vibe I got. Was he's a guy that
I
like,
hadn't heard that. No, but that's cool. I wonder if that's literally just said because he's caddying for him, or if he truly thinks that. That is. I definitely see. I don't know. Like it wasn't. There's some players on tour that don't stand out for some reason all the time, even though they may be making top tens, 15s, 20s, or something. Like I don't know. I feel like JT's so good that I'm like, oh, it's just JT. Like if he doesn't win, like same thing. It's okay. He placed well. But then you notice sometimes, or you realize that holy shit, bro, he's like almost winning a lot.
yeah,
And then you see just how he handles the situation, the pressure of a major like this. You're like, damn, like who cares about certain other tournaments, man? If you really show up like this at a major, like that says a lot and gives you a lot of confidence throughout the year and other smaller tournaments. And
yeah.
it's
And it's
wild.
it's
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 just
almost that aura of like as the moment gets bigger, like he just gets better. He
yeah,
focuses
yeah,
more. He's more invested in it almost. Like I don't know.
yeah,
He's got that vibe to him.
definitely. That's something I would say that is very, um, like very able to be seen or very prominent in such like elite athletes. There's
Yeah,
only a couple. Serena Williams. Um, depending on what basketball player you think is your favorite. Like all the greats really have that edge. Tiger, like Rory, they all have the edge of just competition, and as the moment heightens, like they usually rise to that occasion, and that's just something so cool to study and just see in the heat of competition too.
yeah, for sure. I think it's inherent in just yeah, in any not at all levels too. Like you'll see it in people like playing in like a college tournament, like guys that tend to win more, right? Or guys that or even like growing up playing basketball or stuff like that, whatever sport you play, right? Like there's always that one team that you grow up in, and it's kind of an intangible, but they're
Yeah.
comfortable winning almost is all it is. Like it's like
Yeah. And usually all it takes is one, right? You
yeah,
win one championship, you win one big season conference, maybe just win one game when you were down. Like, that's all it takes, man. Be down on the front and then totally tear it up on the back. Like, so much confidence comes from winning that I feel like sometimes we may not think of that as well. We always hear the sayings that, like, we learn so much more from the losses than we do the wins. I think that is true. But I think sometimes we really do have to look at the wins, bro, and how much that can do for you, especially on tour. Like, JT, he's pretty well exempt almost any tournament, and but like how far that goes for these younger players coming up and winning tournaments
yeah,
that just get exempt for majors or a season or that's just wild. That's life changing stuff to win,
yeah. It's
depending
very
on what
true.
level. And every win you get in life, no matter where it is, I think it is life altering in a way, right? Like
Yeah.
it depends what it is that you're winning, but confidence is everything. So you really have to think it before it happens for yourself. And just like putting, like that's the end of the book I was reading, Raymond Floyd. My dad just finished reading it, and the end of the quote was about like appreciation, attitude, and like your ability when it comes to putting. So the quote on the very end, last page: our ability to appreciate is enhanced as we get older, and appreciation itself is a performance enhancer. Remember that you are playing a marvelous game that you can play for a lifetime. Enjoy it and be thankful. With that attitude, you win every day. So I think that just comes down to it as well. We see these guys winning on tour, man, and they're truly embracing it and appreciating it. Big time that sticks out to me is Scotty Scheffler at the Masters. Like he goes, "Yeah, I'm a pro golfer, but who knows when that'll change, or who knows when I'll fall off the map." Like just truly having appreciation for the exact moment that they're in or you're in goes so far. It's goes beyond golf, that's for sure.
Wow, this well said, Brandon.
That's the quote, man. That's the quote. Raymond.
No, but that's a great insight there, and it's very true. It's funny. I felt that almost golfing today. It was just like
How'd
I
you
was
play?
excited. I was excited. I had hit a bad shot, but then I kind of had like a tough looking chip shot, but I was like excited to hit it, and that kind of mindset of it's there's as soon as you start doing that, you start to lose that fear of a result.
Yeah.
But and then the last thing that I just kind of wanted to say, and I'm kind of just repeating it, but another way of saying it is just like those guys like JT, back on him, is thriving under pressure. Like that really is like when I think the tip I would give to people, if you're listening and want to be better in pressure situations, I would say to exactly what you basically just said, but enjoy that, because that's really what you play for, right? Those moments are what you play for, the big moments to have a chance to accomplish something. Like that feeling is remarkable, and it's so fun and cool to be in and enjoy that moment, and
Yeah. That's
relish
huge,
it.
bro. I mean, yeah, dude, it's all just reframing how we look at the situation, the perspective on the situation. If you're Mito Pereira right there, like you got to be saying, dude, this is what we worked so hard for. Like this is the moment that we step up for, and then you hit it in the water and, and lose. But
And then you gotta say, okay, like I gotta learn from that, and
exactly,
I'm gonna be out here swinging again. Like that's all that is.
exactly. Relish in the good stuff and face adversity with a smile. That's all. That's all it comes down to, man. You got to learn from both the good and the bad and appreciate it all. But I
And
don't know, brother. You got anything else? That was an inspiring recap there for the PGA Championship. What another incredible event to watch from the PGA Tour.
yes, thank you,
Yes, but
PGA.
before we go, last thing, yeah, guys, going to be linked below. The Tipped Out family. So all we're going to do there, guys, that is our email list where you guys will never be able to miss an episode. Stay up to date on all of our discounts, product promotions, and any kind of instruction that we're going to do. So drop your name and email below there. Stay in touch. We'll always be sending the emails for when the new pods drop. We're getting that stuff in motion. So stay tuned. Be part of the family. Ask any questions. Reach out to us on Instagram, of course, tipped_out. And then you guys know our Instagrams as well. So hit us up. Any questions, topics, concerns you want to talk about. And we got Bunker coming up here shortly. So stay tuned for that little mini-series. Anything else, brother?
All set, man. It was a pleasure. Glad we got this one in. We'll see you in the next one.
Awesome, buddy. Peace and love.
Contraband got that dope.
Sometimes I don't feel alright. New girl on my face, she said she nigga, but that's why I don't feel alright. Catch me in a good mood, I just might stop talking on breaking the bank. Yeah.